So, hello everyone, and welcome to another podcast session with my friend Anil. And in this session, where we explain the various concepts which we have gathered through our channeling experience, and we are trying to share this in a simplified manner so that people will understand. And also, a big thank you to all of you for liking this video. Uh, we are hoping to reach around 500 likes in this video, and hopefully this will also help to reach out to other people. And with that being said, I will also state that in today's session we are talking about the astral realm as well as psychic connections which can form between various entities. So without much further ado, I welcome Anil to the podcast. Welcome, Anil.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, the all the people who are listening to us and all our audience and listeners. Thank you for being here once more with Sam and Anil. I hope you are resonating with high vibration today. The purpose of this podcast is to raise the understanding and the vibration of current human collective. I would encourage each entity to approach these topics with an open mind and a heart, seeking to understand the deeper spiritual truths, and only accept those thought forms that resonate with your inner heart, as your inner heart is always connected to the truth within and knows more than your so called thinking mind is capable of understanding and knowing the truth. So, before I go into a 2 days topic of astral realm, I just want to talk about NPCs, and there was a clarification, which was due on our side. So, as we in the last second part or last podcast, we talked about the second part of NPC, where we learned that the non-player characters or the background people has no soul, but it was our understanding that NPC has a soul, but their connection to the infinite creator has weakened to such an extent that it seems that NPC has no soul. The Galactic Federation has confirmed that our understanding is correct. And um, so, what they basically told, the NPC are not devoid of soul complex, but rather they they exist in a state of spiritual slumber. Their choices, their desires, their beingness is influenced by societal programming and distortion prevalent in our world or our 3D illusion world. And they move through life on automaticity, rarely questioning the nature of reality or seeking the truth of their connection to the infinite creator. NPC soul complexes light is dim and its voice muffled by the layers of illusion. Their connection to the one infinite creator is not severed but weakened like a faint signal struggling to penetrate a dense fog. So they have really put very nicely in words. It's like a very poetic way of saying things as well, which I quite like. However, within each NPC, the potential for awakening remains. The spark of the infinite creator still flickers through experience, through suffering, through moments of genuine connection. The spark can be more united. The journey of each NPC, regardless of how deeply asleep they may seem, is ultimately a journey towards remembering their true nature as a part as a part of the one infinite creator. So basically, as you said, that I think in the new age spirituality, people trying to oversimplify things, sometimes distort concepts. But once you start understanding the concepts, you can sift through them. Like uh, we are able to make out that even they say, and also sometimes I find that when the higher density beings explain some um, concept, generally they don't really, unless the question, how the question is, generally they don't really um, break our free wills and go along with our what our understanding is sometimes. They could have said these things before, but they said it is no soul. But then you ask the question, they correct it, because I think this is my experience of listening to different high density being souls, Ra, Palladians, Galactic Federation, Casopians, and I find each teacher has a slightly different style. So they are all six density. The configuration is the same, but they are stylistically slightly different. Not terms of how they say things. That is also very different. The way they say things, and also some are more straight, and some are slightly different in their um, way of doing things. So once you understand it, you get it. From my perspective, I find Raw very straight, to the point, and they try to speak a language in which, because our language, English, which they generally answer, is not very precise. You can have interpretation, even the same words are written. So they try to when they say things, they make sure that they use the word or sentences in which interpretation or something else, or second meaning is minimized. They cannot really eradicate completely, but minimize. And that's why sometimes people think the raw teachings are bit not able to understand, or bit heavy, or not written properly, like poetic way, too scientific or too verbose. But I think that's just because they don't understand their objective. And once you understand the objective, and if it resonate with you, it doesn't matter. It resonates with you, whatever way it is written. Yeah, so I was digressing. So now just let's coming back to astral realm. So the inner plane of four density is known as an astral realms. Astral realm is a realm of intensified light and energy. This is a transitional realm where the one infinite creator and his infinite intelligence step down its pure intelligent energy into a frequency where thought and feeling begin to coalesce into form. The astral realm is characterized by vibrant, ever shifting lights, a spectrum of intelligent energy within this realm. Each color corresponds to a specific vibratory rate, a particular manifestation of love and light. These vibrations are experienced not only visually but as feeling tones and resonating with corresponding energy centers or chakra within the entity. As you already know, I have no idea that in fourth density we can see colors and we can hear colors. And sometimes if you go to parties, what they do in a club nowadays, when you play music, there is a different color, different design patterns going. It's trying to copy this kind of visual to the music or the vibration. Music is just nothing but a vibration. So, but in actual, if you're in a four density, you can actually don't need to do it. Your mind will do it, or it is the realm where you can actually see the colors yourself and the pattern. See, that's why they say you can see color and pattern um, in four density. So that's what happens same in astral realm, because it is a part of four density, in part of four density, and it is the inner planes of four density. All entities, all things are distortion of one infinite creator vibrating at different frequency, yet interestingly connected to one ultimate infinite creator. Each entity's unique frequency is a necessary component in the grand tapestry of creation. The power of thought forms to create is significantly amplified within the astral realm. This is a direct result of the proximity of intelligent energy. Entities are empowered as co creators using thought forms to shape the love light into any desired form. Manifestations spring from not from nothing but the infinite potential of one infinite creator molded by the individual will. So, as you already know, that the vibration of third density illusion is really slow, and it takes time to manifest things here. Sometimes depending on how much energy, how many people, how many resonances, it takes time. to manifest things in this realm. But in fourth density, if something you think, it manifests immediately, and that's really a very powerful thing in fourth density. And once we go there, we will experience that. So and this is again, uh, uh, as you know, then when we dream, we go into the astral realm. We travel in the astral realm during our dream state, and there, if lucid dreaming, which people say, you can actually do anything there. You can manifest anything there. You can fly. You can do that once you understand how to do that. This is because you are in an astral realm, and you can become a co-creator, and you can see the co-creation immediately. Here you don't see that in third illusion that much, unless you're very aware of what's happening in the background. Subtle bodies exist in the astral realm as vehicle of consciousness. um, Entities within the astral realm utilize vehicle of consciousness that are less dense than the physical body complex. This allows for greater freedom of movement and perception. And as you know, when we are in a dream state, we do see ourselves, but this is are not really like a body. They are like a astral body, which is very not. It's not dense. It's like you can could say it's made of a light, and you can mold it, and that's why in the dream state you can see that how you move. I don't know how many people are uh, able to control their dreams or lucid dreaming, but if you practice that, you will be able to see and manage your dreams very well, and guide your dreams actually, and whatever you want to do. But this is a big topic which we'll cover later on when we go into dream states or other astral realms. Uh, there are still forms, however, the subject of illusion of separation interaction through the entities, be the discarnate entities, spiritual guides, or entities of higher understandings, are a natural occurrence as entities share lesson and offer service to each other. So in astral realms, people come from all spheres, spiritual guides, entities from higher densities, or a discarnate entities which does not have any body at the time, or they are in between incarnations. So they are also into the inner planes during healing or things. And these entities, when you travel in your dream state or afterlife, before incarnation, you are still in, also go to, astral realm. You can meet these people, and they do also have, forms and body and illusion of separation, that one person is different than the other person, and you can actually have similar relationship of learning from them, talking to them. And that's why once you go in a dream phase, sometimes when you come back, you have an answer to something, because although you don't remember anything, do still have, you got the answer. And basically you probably met your guide who has given you the answer which you don't remember when you wake up. So that's generally what happens during, or you could have a bad experience. Nightmare is when you meet a negative guides or negative people in there, because in the same real there is different vibrator from all spectrum. Vibration is there. Hopefully you meet your own vibration, but you can meet a lower vibration as well, which becomes a nightmare basically. So there are different vibratory ranges which exist within the four density astral realm. These are not literal location, but rather description of density of consciousness entities gravitate toward experience that resonate with their level of understanding and their progress in polarizing towards service to others or service to self. Lower regions are more chaotic and reflect unresolved distortions, while the higher regions resonate with greater understanding and unity. So that's what I was saying. That these are frequencies: high vibration, lower vibration. So in the astral realm, if you're a higher vibration, more likely you're going to meet higher vibration your guides and meet people of higher vibration. But if you are a lower vibration, and lower vibration means you are going into the sleep with a lower vibration of anger, fear, and you travel in the astral realm, your frequency is down and you're going to meet the same. That's why I keep recommending you, when you go during the night, during the sleep state, please use gratitude, think about positive, and go with a light armor, so that if you travel to ashram, you're still protected, and you're going to meet a people of positive or higher understanding guides who can guide you and make you evolve, you know, and you don't meet negative or lower vibration entities and have nightmares. Okay. This will begin the principle of cause and effect, a mechanism for learning and evolution, also known as karma, is fundamental even in astral realm. Each thought form, each action creates a ripple effect within the energy which is drawing to the entity experiences that offer opportunity for growth and balancing. This process is accelerated within the astral realm due to the increased responsiveness to the environmental complex to thought forms. The astral realm is a place of learning where entities can revive past experience, integrate lesson, and continue their journey of evolution towards one creator. So again, as I said to you, the astral realm is a vast realm, and depending what you want, you can do anything there. And but most people go there without understanding, knowing there. They just go in the sleep state. It's like roam around, don't know. But if you have a specific goal, you make that goal and you go in the night during the sleep state, and then you go there, and you will get the answer. In my own personal life, sometimes I have a problem. I sleep on it in a way that I keep in mind, and during a sleep night, I go in the astral realm, which I don't remember at times. At times I remember, at times I don't remember. But when I am wake up, I have the answer. And I think this is quite times, and sometimes I am in the dream when I also remember manage my dream. I know I'm dreaming, so I'm conscious about my dreaming, and I am dreaming, and I also found that. Uh, I know I'm dreaming, and as soon as I come out, I remember everything, and I easily forget unless you write it. So, it can help people want to remember, but the learning remains. The answers are solved. So, I think people can use this very effectively. And you know that the dream states are used by a high density being as a place of meeting, uh, or higher self, a place of meeting. So that's where the meeting happens in a dream state. In the present times, uh, any higher density beings uh, can contact you during the dream state, because basically that's a dream state. That means astral plane of four density, which where they meet you and give you whatever learnings and teachings. So guidance and instructions are available to those who seek them through interaction with higher density entities, or to accessing the inner wisdom of one infinite creator. Beyond this astral realm lies a realm of intelligent energy, the blueprints from which all manifestation arises. And the astral realm is a vital part of each each soul complex journey. We experience, as I already told you, we experience astral realm in our dream state, in afterlife between different incarnation, and during near death experiences. And many people have near death experiences, and I will actually go into the near death experience topic next podcast, um, where I will explain the near death experiences. uh, and Sam, do you want to add anything to this?
Yeah, from my sessions, also they had stated that astral plane can be um, divided into various multiple planes. So the first plane is known as the ethereal veil, where physical linkages still exist, such as emotions, memories, fragments of unfinished dreams, and encounters from past lives. So this is the realm. When you meditate, there are many reports of monks. Also there is a report of if you know the story of Gautama Buddha. When he meditated, he probably went to this realm, to the ethereal veil, wherein he was able to access past lives, and he saw how reincarnation was occurring and that enlightenment process. And the second plane is the astral gardens, which is a realm where thought can take shape. Okay. And the third plane is the mind's complex structures. A library of logic and intellectual knowledge is stored over there. Also, there is information from the Akashic records. And the fourth plane is known as the celestial sea, where there is potential possibilities of healing from thoughts, emotions, and past life experiences which can happen. And the fifth plane is completely void, which is a level of unification with silence of the one infinite creator. So these are the realms, the levels of astral realm which I wanted to add. And also, Anil, anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yes, yes. So, thank you, Sam. I to add this fifth plane, I think it's missed my attention, um, because I didn't really see there. So I will. This is very nice for me to know as well. I didn't know, and I somehow missed my attention. So today we, in our series of how to clear, your aura, one of the most important point is to clear psychic agreements. Clearing psychic agreements or contracts. Which is very important. And let me explain when I say psychic contracts, what I mean. And then you can see you learn how to clear them, and I hope you find it useful. So, in our daily life, we are constantly making psychic agreements or contracts with people. Some correspond to conscious agreements, such as lunch dates or telling your housemate you will do a laundry or she or he will cook dinner. When an activity is completed, the contract is dissolved and no hooks and left over. However, there are many types of contracts you make with others that are totally unconscious or subconscious. For instance, you may have a friend who has a strong tendency to blame others. You, on the other hand, may be afraid to disagree with people for fear of making them mad at you and losing their friendship. So, you and this friend have created a subconscious agreement that you always side with him or her against others, no matter and what, and your friend will all never get angry at you. This type of contacts are very codependent. You assist this friend in remaining blaming and negative, and he or she helps you stay afraid of anger and rejection. Neither person has much freedom to grow and evolve in these areas of life. Therefore, when you discover or even suspect that you may have an unhealthy contact with others, it is important to clear them. Some contracts needs to be released because they usurp your free will in inappropriate ways. For example, after ending a relationship, you cannot seem to let go completely and make way for a new relationship in their lives due to such contracts as, if you ever change, I will get back together with you, or I will wait for you, wait forever for you, or I won't have allowed myself another relationship because I left you and you were hurt and angry about it. These types of agreements are literally paralyze you in a particular area of your life. They rule, they do not allow you to change your mind, forgive, or do whatever is needed in order to move on. If you tend if you tend to take on other people's emotion and problems, you probably did that for one of both of your parents and when you were very young. Most families have at least one member of who function as an emotional dumpster for the parents and or other children. People contracts for this arrangement vary with respect to specifics, but they have similarities. Here are some examples. You know, you take on your mother's fear, so she will more capable of meeting your physical needs. You absorb all your anger between your parents, so they do not hurt each other or you, but you never have a permission to express anger. As a oldest child, you take care of the younger children' physical and emotional needs and put your own needs last. Since mom has stopped nursing and being sexual with dad, you become surrogate wife, absorbing his excess emotion and sexual energies and letting him take your second chakra whenever he feels the need. Mother can drain your life force anytime she wants because she give you life, therefore you owe it to her. You feel guilty of being a burden to a mom or dad, so you volunteer to take their emotions and pain and give them your energy. This lead is not intended to make anyone look like a bad guy. It is it is meant to awaken you to the nature of psychic agreement in the society that tends to encourage emotional repression, codependency, and denial. Following are common types of agreements. Family members never acknowledge a parent's drinking problem, violence, bad temper, financial risk, or whatever else there uh, might be family shame about. You take on another person's fear to prove that he will not hurt him or her like others have in the past. You exchange sex for financial support. You never disagree with the boss, or he will not fire you. You will never marry until after your mother dies, or will you live far away from her. Therefore, you will always be available if she needs you or is lonely. This list can go on and on. Hopefully, by now you have a sense of the nature of the personal contracts. There are also societal and planetary contracts. Examples of a societal contracts are: we who live on the east side of the town do not associate ourselves with the west side, associate with the other race or general low life on the north side, and we agree with the west side residents are snobs. Um, and that we agree that the west side residents are snobs. People in our societal group do not wear bright colors, for example. We support each other victimization by playing poor me games and agreeing with one another that we do not have a chance in this world. Misery loves company is another way of saying it. We will associate with the members of our church or temple, or mosque. We are the only good people in the town. Some example of planetary contracts are: we agree that everyone on the planet must be under one rule of and answerable to one organized government. If that government has dark entities running and uh, uh, possessing its leader, we must submit to them as well. We are the only one living beings in the existence. There is no life beyond earth. Woman shall be held in operation with the Adam and Eve lie that woman brought down the darkness upon the planet. So there are many, many more. By now, at least one example of contract probably that has familiar ring to it for you personally, and you probably have ideas about ones not specified here, or which is not I haven't mentioned in the examples. You can clear these agreements using the following process. Begin when Let's do one with the planetary contract mentioned above, then do a personal one with your own time. So first step is to close your eyes, ground yourself, put your aura in, and check your boundary colors and roses. This all has been explained in our previous podcast. So please, if you don't remember, please go and watch them. How to ground yourself, pull in your areas, and check your boundary colors and roses. Visualize a legal document that says contract at the top. At the bottom of the contract, on one side, see your own name. On the opposite side of the person or the group's name with whom you have made this agreement. The first time you go through these steps, see all citizens or the planet Earth on the one side, opposite to your name. Now, simply tell yourself that the contract is about, or visualize the words on the contract. If you prefer the first time, imagine that the contract says all human being on the planet must be under one rule of one official government, and the government is controlling